It's the Becky and Boca Show, coming to you live every Thursday night at 6 p.m. from glamorous downtown Boca Raton. I'll show you how to live life in style in one of the country's most elegant cities, nestled right along the beautiful Atlantic beaches between Palm Beach and Miami. So sit back, relax, and let me show you how to indulge yourself Boca style. Hello, welcome to the Becky and Boca Show. I have some great guests tonight. So let's get to my first guest. It is Marissa Hall. She is a Peace Corps volunteer. And I invited her in here because I don't know any kids in Boca, you don't live in Boca,
No.
that have actually joined the Peace Corps. And you're making, is it a 2.5-year commitment? Is that
2 years, 3 months.
2 years and 3 months. And you're leaving in 3 months?
Yes, I'll be leaving in August.
And where are you going?
I'm going to Kyrgyzstan or the Kyrgyz Republic.
Oh my gosh, where exactly is that?
Okay, so it's located in East Central Asia. So it's going to be next to Kazakhstan, China, Uzbekistan, and Tajikistan.
Oh my goodness, have you ever been there?
I've not, no.
So you just decided you're going to volunteer and you're going to go wherever they send you?
Yeah.
And you're making this commitment?
Yeah, they give you 3 options. You can rank your top 3 options, and the third can just be send me anywhere. And I actually did get my first option, so that was the
So this is the place you chose to go?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, what is it like there? What's the climate?
Yeah, so it's very small. It's about the size of Nebraska, the entire country is. And it's pretty much all mountains. It's a Chinese mountain range that stretches across the country. So it's all just real, like, snow-capped mountains, pretty cold for most of the year.
Goodness. Now, I know you've been living in Florida for the past, 4 years?
4
because
years,
you're graduating right now, but you're from?
Washington, D.C., just outside of it.
So you're used to chilly weather, but
Yeah, but not that
not
long
like
of the
that.
year. Yeah.
It's all year round it's like that?
No, they have drier summers, and it's not going to be as cold, but it can get into the negative 30 degrees, they said.
Oh my goodness. I can't imagine. I mean, you must be one dedicated young woman to
I'm excited,
to do
yeah.
this. I mean, it's something you want to do.
It is.
So have you done volunteering similar to this before?
Yeah, I have. I've been able. I go to University of Central Florida, and I'm graduating
Graduating tomorrow, right?
2 days. Yeah.
2 days. Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so I've been able to volunteer a lot with them, and I work for their alternative break program, which sends ECF students around the country and around the world to do different service projects. And
Okay.
2 years ago, I was a participant on a Guatemala trip that worked on community development, and this past year, I got to lead that trip.
It must be very difficult to go from luxurious surroundings in the United States to places like that where you're living the electricity, internet, all those kind of things, or?
Yeah, I'll have basic electricity and heating. It won't always be hot water. And we don't have very strong internet service. They said usually they can work with you to try to find like a local SIM card for a cell phone. You can get some sketchy internet connection when you go to different internet cafes, or they're going to work with you hopefully in the school where I'll be teaching.
So you're going to be teaching?
I am, yeah. They have 3 different program sectors for Kyrgyzstan, and the one that I'm working for is TEFL, which is teaching English as a foreign language.
So you're going to be teaching English too? And how old are the students?
It's secondary school, so usually 7th through 11th grade.
Oh, wow.
But they said because of a lack of teachers, just for my cohort, which is my group that's going in, we might be teaching the younger grades as well. So I'll see when I get there.
Goodness. So you told me you're living with a host family.
Yes.
But you don't know who they are yet.
No. And for our first 3 months, which are training, basically we do safety training, language training, try to kind of get a grasp on the whole area there. We'll be with one host family and a couple other volunteers as well.
So you won't be the only volunteer there?
Not for the first 3 months. And then after our training stage is over, then I'll be sent to my own rural village where I'll live with a different host family, and that's for the whole 2 years.
The whole 2 years?
Yeah.
Do you know, do they have kids? Do you know anything about them?
No idea. I know a lot of them do have kids, which I'm hoping. I have 3 younger brothers, so I'm hoping more younger kids around, but we'll see.
So you just don't know? Wow,
No.
you are brave. And I think it's
Thank you.
wonderful that you're willing to do this because, most people wouldn't do it. You know.
Yeah.
And when I heard that you had joined the Peace Corps, I was like, no, she didn't. I'm like, oh, she did.
I was thinking about it for a while, yeah.
You'd have to be something that you were planning on doing.
Right, I had applied back in August, and I figured I'd see if I got into that. I figured if I'd get into grad school, different full-time jobs and everything. Then I found out I was accepted in January, which I didn't think was going to happen. It was pretty competitive. But then when I found I got in, they said I had 3 calendar days to decide. And that really freaked me out.
You only had 3 days to decide whether you wanted to do it or not?
Yeah, I hadn't applied to grad school yet or anything, so I had to really sit down, look at it, do all my research.
Oh, wow. So it's over a 2-year commitment. And so when you're finished, then what? What's your plan?
Yeah, so they give you, for your close of service, which is the end, they pay for your flight back to the U.S., and they give you a close of service fee, which kind of helps. It's not as much money as you would make, obviously,
you paid while
as a
you're
regular
there
job. I'm paid on a regular stipend to live comfortably at the level that everyone else is living at there. So I don't have to worry about really paying for the food as long as I'm eating at like a local level and that type of thing. I pay rent to my host family, that type of thing, and they do pay for that. And then when I return, I'm hoping to go to grad school back in D.C., where I'm originally from, and I want to major in international relations and sustainable development. And then
you'll certainly have the background for that.
Yeah, that's my hope.
Wow. And I know that you are a very generous person, because I know you wouldn't say this, but I heard that in college you won a gift certificate to, a college girl, listen to this, a college girl won a $500 gift certificate to Victoria's Secrets.
Yeah, one of their
Christmas college ones. Girl wouldn't want that? But what did you do with that gift certificate?
There's a really cool organization in Orlando. It's called Harbor House. They help with victims of domestic abuse and their children and their pets, actually. And so I was able to go with my roommate to Victoria's Secret. I got sizing for all the women, was able to use the money to pick out different clothing, lotions, all that type of stuff that they really needed.
Oh,
so
my
that was
God.
nice.
No. What college girls? Because I'm sure you could have used. I
was planning on. I really was. I started filling out my card.
I like the things at Victoria's Secret.
I started filling out my card, and I was like, I don't need any of this. Really, it was extreme. It wasn't necessary.
Oh my goodness! Oh, you're making me tear up. There aren't too many young people that would do that. I mean, I know a lot of philanthropists here in Boca Raton. People that donate millions and millions of dollars to charity. And that is wonderful. That's fantastic. That's why this city is what it is, the beautiful universities, the hospital, and all that. But these people are already living very, very comfortably. So for them to give this, it's a wonderful thing, but it's not taking anything away from them. But you donated that, which you probably could have used. Plus, you're going to actually live in another country for over 2 years and sacrifice what you could have here in the United States for other people. So I think it's even better than the big multi-million dollar. I mean, they're all great, but this is really, it's self-sacrificing.
Yeah, it's something I really like about the Peace Corps, because they're so focused on sustainable change and having that lasting impact that'll stay after you leave. And so I think it's more important to be working with the people, be able to see their different culture and values, so you're not just coming in and telling them what to do, what to change. You're working with them so that once you leave, once other people leave, they can continue that change.
So as a representative of the Peace Corps there, are you trying to change other things than just teach them English, or are you?
Yeah, I'm able on my own to do community development projects. I'm expected to hold clubs, activities, to work with the children, try to get them. A lot of the things we do are working with young girls to try to empower them, get them more involved in school, because a lot of them don't always continue on their education.
Is this a country where high school is it? Do they usually go to college, or?
Not often, no. It is becoming a more, now that it is more democratic country, they are working more towards that, but there just aren't that many opportunities, and since it's such a nomadic, rural village areas, it just doesn't happen as often, no.
Well, I bet you'll be very inspiring to those young women.
I hope so.
Wow. So what is your undergraduate degree in?
It's in international relations.
International relations.
And a minor in Russian.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You speak Russian, right?
Not fluently, but working on it, yeah. I studied abroad there.
Okay, that's tough, too. Wow. So you've always been interested in giving back like this, even when you were very young?
Yeah.
Is this something you always wanted to do?
Yeah, I've always liked working with kids. I've coached sports.
But you can work with kids here in the United States. You don't have to go to, where are you going again?
Kyrgyzstan, yeah.
Kyrgyzstan. You don't have to go to Kyrgyzstan. I mean, that's really a commitment, and it's really admirable.
Yeah.
I imagine you won't have any trouble finding a job after that.
So, yeah. One of the really cool things, since it is a Department of State program, they give you non-competitive federal eligibility for the year after you return. So that should be really nice.
What does that mean then?
It basically puts you on a different level when you're applying for federal jobs, because they see you have that experience, you've worked with the program and with basically the department, and they kind of give you that higher advantage of consideration. It's not a job guarantee.
Right, but it's certainly
it'll help for sure.
Anybody that would
and I can always postpone it for graduate degree as well.
Oh, okay, so you can come back, get your graduate degree
and then try to get in. Mm-hmm.
So then ultimately you said you want a master's degree in?
Yeah, a dual master's in international relations and sustainable development.
And what exactly is sustainable development?
Yeah,
you have to explain that one
sure,
to me.
No, it's kind of a new concept, but it's just the idea of creating lasting change that's going to stay after you're gone, after your children are gone, change that's going to be continued on its own and that other people can continue as well.
Such as?
Well, education's the main one, but let me see. For example, one of the things we were working on in Guatemala was building tilapia ponds for different families, because rather than just give them money or give them an income source right then, you find a way that they can then, once you're gone, they can continue it. They can raise these tilapia, they can sell them at the different markets, they can also use them as food products for their own family. So it's doing something where you're not just giving one donation or not just doing a one-time thing. It's something that's lasting and that they can continue as well. So it's not just charity. It's not something that only you're doing. They're also involved.
Right. Are you going to be doing anything like that with the Peace Corps?
Yeah, that's their whole theory, is that, well, especially for education, because that's what you're trying to instill, those values of wanting an education.
Make them want to go.
Exactly, yeah, especially in the younger children. So that's the hope. We also have people who are doing the health sector, working with different hospitals and different vaccination clinics and stuff over there. And then we have community development as well, which I'm also partnering with.
So you said you'll be doing what with the community development? You'll be having meetings and things like that with
basically, and it's very free form. I'm kind of allowed to do what I want
You're in
with
charge.
it. Yeah, exactly. And the school year, it's like a basic American school year, so we have those 2 months of summer in between, and during that time I'm expected to hold clinics, camps, kind of make like maybe a camp for all the different villages around me to come and send their children to, just anything that could really help to involve them.
Wow.
It'll be cool.
It will be fun.
They're going to train me too. So
there'll be someone, the Peace Corps is going to train you?
Yeah, absolutely. In those first 3 months when we're doing safety and language, they're going to work with me on different teaching structures and methods and ways that I can involve the children, different ways I can branch off. I know people have done English clubs, sports clubs, girls' leadership clinics, so all of that would be really interesting.
Oh, yes. And I would imagine they all want to learn English.
Yeah, absolutely. The main language there is Kyrgyz, which is like
what is that?
It's a Turkish language, but it's based on the Cyrillic alphabet, which Russian also is.
Oh my goodness!
But then in the city, a few people speak Russian, so some people.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you might be able to.
I'm hoping I'll be able to get by some with that. I'm hoping that'll help me learn Kyrgyz. But
so you're going to have to learn the language while you're there.
In my first 3 months, and then build on that with my host
family.
family.
There's no better way than being there to learn it.
Yeah, the immersive culture.
Wow. So if you do inspire young women to go on to college, what are their opportunities there?
Yeah, absolutely. So they don't have a ton of opportunities right there, especially around them. But the more they get involved in their secondary education and high school, then they can apply for scholarships to go out of the country.
So they would have to leave the country?
They can, yeah. And then once they do, they can always come back. We're trying to install values in them so that they'll go get their education, come back and continue on that. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's very exciting.
So they can build up that infrastructure.
Wow. Okay. Tell me a little bit more about, like, you're planning to go there. What can you bring? Are you allowed to bring, like, I'd have to have my blow dryer?
Yeah,
anything like that?
I probably won't be bringing a blow dryer, but we are expected to bring a laptop, and hopefully we'll be able to find a modem or some way to connect to the internet, because we have to submit reports for the Peace Corps about what we're doing, what type of progress is made with our counterpart teachers, all of that. They give us a packing list, and the main thing
What's in your packing list?
Right, the main thing on the Kyrgyz Republic packing list is warm weather clothes, or cold weather clothing.
Cold weather clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
After living in Florida for 4 years, you probably don't have
It'll
to
be
wear
a little
those.
different, yeah.
So cold weather clothes.
Mm-hmm. And it's very big on professional dress code.
Well, what would that be in?
Yeah, so their culture places a lot of value on the way you look and the way you present yourself.
So you have to dress the way
exactly,
they would dress.
Yeah.
And
so
do
they're
they
like heeled
tell you what
boots.
That is?
Yeah, they do. They provide a list. It's dark clothing, dark colors, heeled boots for women,
heeled boots?
Pants or skirts. Yeah,
pants and skirts.
Yeah,
and then cold weather skirts.
Yeah, they suggest instead of snow boots, wear heeled boots. So
that's
what I'm going to be looking for now.
All right, we'll have to get you some of those.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then what about Do you know what your living arrangement is like? Do you have your own room and your own bathroom and kind of thing?
I won't have my own bathroom. I'll have my own room, and then it's usually a shared outhouse for the host family. Yes. And they said that most Peace Corps volunteers, a lot of them actually they use their iPhones as like a flashlight to get to the bathroom, and they drop them. Yeah. So they said, don't do that. Don't bring your iPhone out with you. So I'll probably invest in a flashlight. But
oh my goodness. So you have to get up in the middle of the night. You got to go out to the outhouse?
Which won't be that bad in the summer. I'm a little nervous about the winter, but I'll dress warm.
Oh, wow. Wow, what a culture shock.
Yeah, it'll be very different. But that's part of their interview process, which is really extensive, and it's why it took me. So I applied in August.
They would have to make sure there's not somebody that's going to turn right around and come back.
Flexibility is their main value. Exactly.
Wow. And so you said you were willing to do all these things.
Yeah, I had to think about it for a while, but I'm really excited.
3 days they only gave you to think about
it. Well, yeah, but before that, I was thinking about it and researching and everything.
So you've been planning on doing this for how long?
About a year now.
So you're doing oh, wow.
Yeah.
Anybody else you know at school that applied?
No. I've met one other girl who will also be going to the Kyrgyz Republic during my cohort, which is the section of people who are also leaving. And I found her on Instagram because she had hashtagged her acceptance letter. So we've talked a couple times, and I'm in the Facebook group for the 25th cohort.
So will you be with her in that first group for the first 3 months?
We'll meet in DC when we're doing staging. It's 1 week of staging in August, and
what is staging?
Staging is basically we all meet each other. We meet with the Peace Corps director for the Department of State. We meet with the Kyrgyzstan officials with the Department of State. We'll talk with everyone, kind of figure out what's going on. They'll check and make sure we have all the stuff for our packing list, everything we're going to need, and then we're going to fly out in 7 days.
Oh, wow. And how often are you able to come back and visit the United States during that 2 years and 3 months?
Yeah, so we accrue 2 vacation days per month. You can't use them during your first 6 months and during your last 3. But any other time, you can kind of put them together. You can use it as 2 weeks or a couple days if you want to travel. But anytime you leave your village, your rural village, counts as a vacation day. So if I want to go into the main city, that's going to be one of my vacation days. And then also,
What if you go there after school and come back? Does that count? Or
no, it's just anytime you're spending overnight, but usually that's going to be a large trip. Peace Corps volunteers aren't allowed to drive, so you would have to get transportation out there.
How far is the main city from where you are?
I don't know where I'm going to be yet, but usually they said 4 to 6 hours.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. This is really exciting.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It should be cool. But then, so I can use my vacation days together. I can travel. A lot of people travel around the region where you're volunteering, so I could travel around Asia, and then also I could come back and visit here. So.
Can you have people come and visit you there?
I can. I can't have men stay in my village, but I'm allowed to have women, and men can also stay in the city or outside and then just come in to visit me.
Wait a minute. So they got to stay in that village, in the city that's 4 to 6 hours away?
Far. Yeah, it could be closer, but yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
For cultural reasons.
Yeah. So what? It's really, they're really strict about that.
Yeah.
Do you know a lot about the culture there? What are the differences between kids here and kids there?
I've been reading of some. I mean, kids seem to be the same no matter where you go.
Do they have cell phones and things like that?
No.
Nothing like that.
Usually when they get to the high school level, they might get the type of flip phones. They don't use the same technology level that we do, though, or they don't have ready access to it just because most are nomadic herders. It's a big agricultural lifestyle.
Wow.
So.
Oh, my goodness. How exciting.
Yeah.
So let's see. What else? TV? Anything like that over there?
No, I'll have my laptop, and I already have the box set of The Office and hopefully West Wing, so I'll have some shows.
Yeah, we'll get you some stuff to take with you.
I'm not going to have Netflix, so that'll be a little different, but...
Oh, wow. So when you're not working, do you know what there is? You don't know the town you're going to, but I'm thinking
not yet.
Can you go to the movies? Can you go shopping? Can you do any of these things that...
It's not the same type of level as a city or even just a smaller town around here. They don't have the movie theater type of shopping areas or anything like that. The main practice actually for meeting other people and hanging out with other people, it's called guesting, and you just travel to other people's houses in the village and you'll go eat, you'll go hang out. It's just kind of meeting with other people, talking. So it's just going house to house, and usually they said the Peace Corps volunteers are the guest of honor. They fill them with food.
Oh, I bet everyone will want to have you.
You get to just go to everyone's houses, which should be a really cool experience.
You get to know everybody.
Yeah, and that'll really help my language skills as well.
I suspect once you're there and living there, it won't be too hard to pick up the language.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you're flying in there. They fly. Do you go over there with a bunch of other? I mean, are you on a flight with other Peace Corps people? Okay,
exactly.
And then you're all there for the first 3 months together, so that'll make it easier.
Yes, for sure.
And then they send everybody out to
to our own village. And while we're there during our first 3 months, they're going to do interviews with us. For the people from the village will come, for the people from the schools to try to see who you'd work with best.
Oh, so they're going to decide when you're there which place.
Yeah, which is why I won't know exactly right away.
That's why I was wondering why they wouldn't tell me. Why are they keeping it a secret? Yeah. I see. Okay, so they decide who would best fit each situation.
Yeah, based on your career aspirations, based on your previous experience, based on the teachers they already have working there. So.
Can people send you things? Can I send you a care package?
They can, yeah. I won't. They don't have like mail stations in each village or anything like that. So usually it would have to be like non-perishable food if they're sending food, so that by the time I get out there, it wouldn't be gross.
It has to come from the main city.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll send you something warm to wear.
Oh, thanks.
some nice high-heeled boots.
Replacement boots, yeah.
Oh, boy. Anything else you could tell us about this experience?
Well, the work days are 6-day school days.
6 days a week?
They go to school Monday through Saturday, so they have school on Saturday as well.
That's
the same
kids
as Russia.
In the United States. Russia does that too?
Yeah, a lot of the Asian and Euro-Asian countries in that area have 6 days.
Are the hours the same? Is it?
Yeah, I'll be teaching from 8 in the morning to 1, and then I have like an hour-long lunch break. I can meet with my counterpart teachers, the other teachers in there, and then I teach from 2 to 5.
Okay, well, that's a long day.
Yeah, but it's a couple different classes, so I'll work with different students. It'll be different lesson plans.
But the kids are in school till 5 every day?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That is a long, all 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So you said other teachers. There will be other teachers in the school from the Peace Corps, or you're the only one?
No, I'll be the only Peace Corps volunteer, but there will be other Kyrgyz teachers there as well. And I'm going to have a counterpart teacher who is a Kyrgyz citizen who has already been teaching in that school, and I'm going to work with them to teach the children. And that's one of the parts. We're not just teaching English to children. We're supposed to be teaching methods to the teachers there as well, so we can work with them, and they'll have those methods after we leave.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because they have very limited resources. They have textbooks from the Soviet regime. It's not always accurate information. They don't have photocopiers, so it's very hard to get the type of school supplies that we take for granted here that all schools
and no
have,
internet.
So. Right. Very limited. Yeah, the students aren't able to access it, and not all schools have it. So.
Wow, it's like going back to the 1950s.
Some parts
here,
of it are, yeah.
Oh, that's going to be so interesting. You should write a book when you're done. Seriously, how many
people do this?
They
have really cool blogs and experience stories from the different people who have done it.
Can you blog from there?
Yeah.
You can't
always post it, but you can have it like on your computer, and then whenever you get connection, you can blog.
And you can put, I'm going to follow you.
I'm definitely going to have my Polaroid. I'm going to have a camera, everything, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's exciting. So, what are you going to do for these next 3 months before you go to
oh my gosh, yeah.
to prepare?
So, I graduate on Saturday, and then I'll be driving back to D.C. to stay with my parents for like a month and a half, because they haven't seen me in a while now. They're not going to see me for 2 years.
How do they feel about this?
My mom's very excited. She considered doing the Peace Corps for a while when she was younger. Yeah.
Okay.
And my dad's a little nervous, but he's getting on board.
I would be nervous and excited.
Yeah.
I'd be very proud.
For sure.
I know that, because you're making an incredible sacrifice. Like I said, people in this town give away a lot of money, but you're actually giving up over 2 years of your life to go live with these people in a whole other society, and that's amazing to me.
Thank you.
Just absolutely amazing. So. You must have, do you have any brothers or sisters?
I do. I have 3 younger brothers.
Oh, 3 younger brothers? How do they feel about this?
They're excited. I don't think they really comprehend it as much. Yeah. One's already in college, so he was like, oh, okay, cool, have fun.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, right.
Have fun when I'm not visiting you there.
No. The next one's in high school, and he was very thrown by the no internet. He's big on Netflix, video games,
I would imagine
all that.
Most people your age would be.
That's a bit different from him. And then the youngest is very excited because I may have a family goat, and he's very excited about that. So.
I was going to ask you about pets.
Yeah.
Do they, maybe there'll be some dogs or cats in the house?
It's not encouraged to bring any of your own, especially because it's very hard to bring them back. It's a lot of money. It's expensive.
Right, you get attached to an animal.
Right, exactly. And then usually if you leave them, there's no one to provide that care once you're gone. And It's just not usually encouraged. But usually the families do have goats that you can help take care of. Sometimes you get your own goat as a gift. So
you might get your own goat.
Yeah. Depends on where I am, what type of work the family does.
Are the goats for milk? Is that what?
Yes.
Tell me they're not eating the goats.
They do eat some, but not the pet ones.
Not the pet ones.
They're usually for milk. Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is just overwhelming. Can you take a video camera with you?
I can, yeah.
Because you should just be recording and recording and
Oh,
recording.
I know. I'm hoping to get as much as I
I'm
can.
a video editor. I can help you.
Oh, awesome, yes.
I would love to put something together for you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, this is so exciting. All right, we got to wrap up here in a couple minutes. Anything else you want to say?
Oh, my gosh. I'm so excited for the Peace Corps experience, and it's a really cool thing that anyone could look into. You don't even need to have a college degree for a lot of the positions. Some where you're teaching, they do require that, but there's so many different sectors and different countries you can go to if you're not really sure what you want to do or what you want to do after even, but it's a great opportunity after college at really any time. We have Peace Corps volunteers who are a lot older.
I was going to say, is it just
younger.
for young people or
no,
anyone
it's
can
not.
volunteer?
I'm not sure exactly how old the oldest Peace Corps volunteer is, but we do have ones who are over 70. I know that one's over 80. So it's anytime you want to volunteer, anytime you want to get involved, they will find a place for you. They'll work with you.
Do you know where they sent those people? Or?
I'm not sure off the top of my head, no. But
oh, my goodness.
They have really cool experience stories from them.
Sure. And is the commitment always just 2 years, or do some people stay in it longer?
It is 2 years, 3 months. But then if you decide afterwards that you haven't made the impact that you think you can, if you want to stay and get more involved, you can return as a return Peace Corps volunteer, which is an extra year added on. Or you can apply for a different term and they'll send you somewhere else.
And you can start your all over again?
Yeah.
Does anybody?
There are people who have done, I know someone who's done 7 different terms.
7.
So.
Okay, we got to wrap this up. Thank you, Marissa.
No, thank you.
This is a very inspiring story. And like I
Thank
said,
you for
there
having me.
aren't too many young people that would do this. So very proud of you, and I bet your whole family is too. And I'm serious. Record stuff. I'm going to help you make videos.
Absolutely.
And we'll do your blog and everything.
Oh, perfect.
It'll be fun. And I'll tell people on my show how they can follow you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.